Hello, friend. I hope you are well today. Let's walk through Mark chapter 15 and see the courage and love of Jesus in action. 1. Jesus brought before Pilate. Jesus is brought before Pilate. Pilate asked the crowd whom he should release, Jesus or Barabbas, a prisoner. Even though Pilate knew Jesus was innocent, the crowd chose Barabbas to be set free instead. Pilate then asked Jesus, "Art thou the king of the Jews?" Jesus answers simply, "Thou sayest it," showing calm confidence and focus on God's plan. 2. Mocked by the soldiers. The soldiers clothed Jesus in a purple robe, placed a crown of thorns on his head, mocked him, struck him, and spat on him, then returned his clothes. Even under this mockery, Jesus remained composed and loving as they led him out to be crucified. 3. The journey to Golgotha. Simon of Cyrene was compelled by the Roman soldiers to help carry the cross. This reminds us that sometimes God calls others to help carry the burdens of life's journey. 4. Mocked at the cross and the thieves. Those that passed by mocked him, saying, "Save thyself and come down from the cross." The chief priests and scribes said he saved others. Himself he cannot save. Even those crucified with him joined in the mockery. 5. Jesus' cry on the cross. At the 9th hour, Jesus cried out in Aramaic, "Eloi, Eloi, lama sabachthani," which means, my God, why hast thou forsaken me?" Jesus was quoting Psalm 22. His followers would have recognized it as a sign that even in suffering, God's plan was at work. 6. Jesus gives up the ghost. Mark 15:37 says, "And Jesus cried with a loud voice and gave up the ghost." This shows that he freely offered his life, completing his work of love and bringing God's plan to fulfillment. Everyone, regardless of background, status, or nation, can now have access to God through Jesus. 7. Jesus' final acts. Mark 15:38 says, "And the veil of the temple was rent in twain from the top to the bottom." This moment shows that through Jesus' sacrifice, the barrier between God and humanity was removed. It reveals God's plan and love to provide forgiveness, salvation, and eternal life, even in darkness. Mark 15 reminds us that even when the world is harsh or unfair, God's plan continues. Jesus' courage and love teach us to stand firm in faith, forgive others, and trust in God's guidance. So what is one way you can show kindness or patience to someone today? Thank you for watching. If you enjoyed this chapter summary, please like, share, and subscribe to explore more uplifting lessons from the Bible. Keep shining, and I'll see you next time, friend.